Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Time-lapse video from New Haven and Hartford showing downpours and strong winds that made for a messy evening commute. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harton.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We start tonight with a weather impact alert. There's that drenching rain out there tonight, a storm rolling through, and it's bringing the wind along with it.
Yeah, several roads were closed due to flooding, and it's a good time for a reminder. If you see standing water on the road, turn around. Don't drown.
Yeah, it's times that rain was really coming down in sheets, Rachel, just drenching the state.
It really felt like tropical downpours out there. We got a quick inch or two over a short period of time, and that's what did lead to some street flooding in parts of the state. Right now, it looks like the heaviest rain is in eastern Connecticut, and we are not too far away from drying out, but we are not going to get rid of the wind heading into Halloween. Let's take a closer look at where the heaviest rain is located. North Stonington still seeing some. Pretty much all of Windham County from Brooklyn through Killingly, but you can also see the back edge in sight here. Tolland seeing the last few heavier downpours. Now there could be a little bit of additional rain kind of on the back edge of this. In fact, we're seeing that right now in parts of western and southern Connecticut. Things dried out for a little bit and the rain is coming back in again. So we have this weather impact alert in effect through about midnight. After midnight, there will still be a few lingering scattered showers, but the heaviest rain should be over with, and you'll see that here on our future radar. 11 o'clock, still seeing some showers out there, and the same is true by 1 a.m., but no longer any drenching downpours or anything that's too problematic. It's also windy out there. We just had a gust to 45 in Hartford and 52 miles per hour for Windsor Locks. These winds are strong on the back edge of that rain as it pushes out, and it looks like winds will be gusty again tomorrow. In fact, there's a wind advisory in effect for Halloween. It starts Friday afternoon and continues right through trick-or-treat time with gusts that could get as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour. There is a chance for a few outages, and you may want to secure your Halloween decorations and your costumes as well. But here's a look at the planner as we head through the day tomorrow. Again, that weather impact alert for gusty winds will start at lunchtime and continue right through trick-or-treat time, with temperatures that'll be in the 50s. So not a cool year for trick-or-treating, but definitely a windy one. No matter what, it's better than what we got going on outside tonight. It has been an absolute mess.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we really might have some witches and some ghosts flying through the air
Accurate
tomorrow.
depictions. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So any rough weather along the coast is being blamed for a very dramatic scene today.
Not one, but two massive barges washed ashore in Milford. Really strange here. Fox 61's Jalen Anderson brings us the latest from officials about how this happened and where they came from.
The U.S. Coast Guard says rough winds likely caused two barges to drift away to Woodmount Beach. The Coast Guard says the barges broke loose around 3:30 this afternoon and drifted 5 miles away before they went ashore. A rare and striking scene for beachgoers. The barges are mostly used to transport items like coal, steel, sand, soil, and solid waste. According to the Coast Guard, both barges are empty and pose no threat to the environment. People have been stopping by all night to take pictures and see the barges up close. Elizabeth Brophy from Milford says it's something that she would have never imagined would happen here at Woodmount Beach.
Not every day you see something like this on our beaches, and it's pretty crazy. I ran down here just to come and see it. It's a big deal for everybody. So I think, it's an experience you never really think you're gonna see. It's like a new adventure, a new experience.
Local authorities are encouraging anyone who stops by to see the barge to be careful as strong winds and rough seas could continue. The Coast Guard and the owner of the barges are working on a plan to salvage them. In Milford, Jalen Anderson, Fox 61.
Well, right now there are more than 3,100 Eversource customers without power in the state. Here's a look at those power outages. Haddam has the most right now with 11% of the area affected. And those gusty winds and with more rain tonight, wet leaves will not be great for our gutters and storm drains.
Yeah, dry leaves are easy to clear, but once they get wet, they stick together. We don't have to tell you that. Wet leaves can clog your drains and your sewer lines, which could cause slow sinks and backups, costly repairs backing up into your house. And you also want to inspect your roof, check your shingles, because if not, it will bring interior damage. As always, you can get the latest forecast and a check of live Doppler radar at your fingertips. Just download the free Fox 61 News app in your app store.
Well, Stonington police say they took a high school student into custody today because there were reports someone brought a gun to school. Turns out they were just 2 pellet guns. A student told us there was a lockdown during a blood drive. Students barricaded doors as the seriousness of the situation set in. The lockdown lasted about 4 hours and 2 classrooms were evacuated. Police confirmed there was no active threat.
A 24-inch water main broke on River Street in Bridgeport, leaving thousands, including the city's hospital, without water. Crews from Aquarian and local contractors worked through the morning and afternoon to repair the break. Aquarian says the quick response contained the problem, which limited the outage to about 40 customers in the immediate area, while most people had water restored within a few hours. Well, the day the U.S. government hits 1 month being shut down is also the day SNAP payments will freeze.
Yeah, if the Senate fails to agree again on a funding bill tomorrow, the food assistance program will be temporarily put on hold. No one knows how much longer this will go on. The last government shutdown in the Trump administration lasted 35 days. Not that it's a competition here, though. Governor Doug Lamont and 20 other governors sent a letter today to President Trump. They urged his administration to immediately release contingency funds held by the Agriculture Department. The letter addresses the millions of people who will be impacted by this, including children, seniors, and people with disabilities. The governors also say the hold will impact more jobs and the economy. And by the way, this could be the first time ever in the program's history where SNAP benefits could be suspended. A federal judge in Boston's challenging whether the Trump administration can legally do this. U.S. District Judge Idira Talwani said in a hearing today there's a process to follow rather than simply suspending all benefits. She says she's leaning towards requiring the government put billions of dollars in emergency funds towards SNAP. Connecticut's governor says he will dip into emergency state funds to keep more than 360,000 people fed. The judge says she'll issue a ruling soon.
Well, Connecticut Food Share is the driving force in the hunger response in the state. They say there are several ways people can help, and there are a few options. One, donate money or food. Leaders say money is proffered so they can use it to buy the most needed items at a lower cost. We put the donation link on our website at fox61.com. Two, if you donate food, Connecticut Food Share says to donate it directly to your local food pantry. You're also encouraged to host a food drive for your local pantry. And three, volunteer. You can help with food sorting, packing, and overall support.
The countdown's on. We're a little more than 4 days away until the polls officially open for the 2025 municipal election. Middletown will hold a special election on Tuesday to decide who will serve as the city's next mayor. Over the summer, Ben Florsheim, who was elected as mayor in 2023, stepped down from the job. The city's Common Council president, Jean Nocera, was sworn in. Nocera is a Democrat. His challenger is Republican Sebastian Giuliano.
I'm not sure what that answer is, even if it's a fair question.
Voters packed the room at Middletown's Community Health Center, where Democratic nominee Jean Nocera
we are still a AAA rated financial community.
And Republican nominee Sebastian Giuliano.
In terms of affordable housing, the state's goal is 10%. You know what Middletown is at? 21.7 without their help.
Took questions from voters during a forum hosted by the Middlesex County NAACP.
I have a family of educators. When I became a teacher and a principal and was there for 38 years and Board of Ed chair and now council and mayors.
Nocera, who's currently serving as interim mayor, says his top priorities include controlling taxes and spending, boosting economic development, and keeping Middletown inclusive and safe.
Spending must be controlled Taxes have to be controlled as well, and that's very tough now with prolonged inflation. But we will do it. You have to do it for our residents.
Across the stage, Republican Sebastian Giuliano, who previously served as mayor from 2005 to 2011, says he's running again to restore fiscal discipline and transparency.
Grow the tax base. That'll help. That'll give some tax relief to everybody, which they need desperately. Hold education's feet to the fire. And if I have to do that by bringing in a charter school to keep them honest, then so be it.
Giuliano says his connection to the city runs deep. His grandparents came to Middletown from Sicily. He says he's focused on giving back to the community that has always been home.
I love the city. My wife and I, who's actually a New York transplant, we've made our home here. Our kids are still in the area. This is where we want to be, and we want it to be as good as we can make it.
Both candidates say experience matters, and they're ready to lead.
Probably the one Republican who could hit the ground running in the campaign. And I said, I could do it for 2 years and then go back to being a grandparent.
Count on me listening, being responsive, being available, and problem solving.
And as you heard Sebastian Giuliano say there, whoever wins will serve as mayor for 2 years.